News. I'm Chris Foster. The Trump administration starts mass layoffs. Nearly all federal employees with less than a year on the job, still on probationary status without civil service protection, are being let go.
The government began firing hundreds of people at multiple agencies, continuing the Trump administration's efforts to streamline federal job positions and to cut costs. Termination emails have been sent out to federal workers, a move that comes after tens of thousands of them accepted buyout offers.
Fox's Kevin Cork. Vice President Vance meets with Ukraine's President Zelensky at a security conference in Munich, Germany today, earlier with NATO's Secretary General.
We want to make sure that NATO is actually built for the future, and we think a big part of that is ensuring that NATO does a little bit more burden sharing in Europe so the United States can focus on some of our challenges in East Asia.
Defense Secretary Hesketh, meantime, says in Poland that it can't be assumed American military presence in Europe will last forever. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME, Camp Lejeune, Jacksonville, and worldwide at WSME971.com.
You are listening to Sports Talk with Chris Raynor on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Friday, February. What's the date today? 14th? Is it the 14th?
Yeah, it's a
Is that
special.
why you're wearing red?
It's a special day. No, I always wear red.
I know that. I actually wore red today. I got my Little River Band cool change
I don't have
red
any
shirt
Southwest gears, so.
Well, this is Hurricanes too. That's my red stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've worn some Wolfpack stuff from time to time.
You should.
You know, my son went there, so when I go to games,
you got money there.
We need to talk about the ACC stuff later in the show too. Kind of broach the ACC basketball.
Can we
it's just
pass
a bad
on
year.
that?
Well, it's just for everybody a bad year in ACC.
We're not doing so good.
Join the club. There's a lot of teams not hitting it this year. But our guest today is Breon Hall, head basketball coach at Southwest Onslow. Get tight on the mic, Breon. Tell everybody, you got any Valentine's shout outs you want to give today?
Just shout out to all the ladies Valentine's Day.
So he covers the bases, all the ladies. And then Darren Potts is your head JV coach, your assistant varsity coach. Darren, welcome. Any shout outs?
Shout out to all the ladies as well too, especially my wife.
And he showed up with a rose on his shirt.
Yeah.
So he's taking care of business today. Do want to thank our sponsors before we get rolling with everything here. National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Golden Corral, Mr. Billy Sewell, Fountain Management, Sandra Fountain, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, Lane Associates Family Dentistry, doctors, Tommy and Kim Morgan, Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Southern Touch Painting, and of course, Barnes Diamond Gallery. They're last for a reason today because they're giving away our big giveaway today, $75 Barnes Diamond Gallery gift certificate. We're going to give that away later in the show. It can be used on all that good jewelry and stuff you could buy today to make your Valentine very happy. We say, Valentine's goes both ways, but we all know, it's mainly, for the ladies. So,
Valentine's is a retailer's event. That's what I say.
Valentine's and Mother's Day are the two biggest card days.
Absolutely. Go to a grocery store and see all the balloons and flowers.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't for us.
No.
I already have been in this morning and saw you had balloons hanging everywhere. And they'll sell probably most of them. Roy Jarman knows we're on the show. He's trying to find the link, so he can listen to the show and everything. So I have to text him on the break, get him up and running on it. Roy is like me. He's not the most technologically savvy person in the world. Do want to thank Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett. They're bringing us a special treat today. They bring us these things called Billy Bowls. It's great breakfast, like sausage, egg, and cheese. Then we went off to BLTs and cheeseburgers. Today, fried bologna and cheese sandwiches. So we got something coming for you. Yeah. When he mentioned that the other day, I said, I'm sold. Bring them. I can have that for breakfast, supper, dinner. I don't care.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett. He'll slide in here in a minute with all that good smelling stuff. We still have our hurricane watch, even though right now the hockey is on their little break, their 2-week break where they're playing in the Four Nations tournament. We'll talk more about that during the hurricane watch. That's powered by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning, Jason Humphrey and the gang. All right, Roy, You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch the show and previous shows. Go to Google and type this in, and I promise it'll work. Go to Google and type in at WSME Radio and put that in Google, and you'll see the YouTube link pop up. Click on the YouTube button there, and it goes right to it. I just tried it. Even I did it. So I know
That doesn't seem too hard.
Roy, get one of those kids in the class to help you.
Yeah, don't you touch it, Roy.
You can also catch the show on our Facebook page at Freedom 97.1 WSME. I sent him that link too. And you can find all your favorite on-demand sports talk podcasts and stream the station live at our website at WSME971.com. And store this studio hotline. Go ahead and get it now. 910-346-2248. 910-346-2248. We'll do that for our Barnes Diamond Gallery $75 gift certificate giveaway later. We'll come up with we'll try and incorporate sports and love. Maybe have to do tennis because that's part of their scoring. Love. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But also, if you have a burning question for our guest today, you can always call in and ask the questions. Oh, by the way, you guys wave to the entire world out there. We're worldwide on that thing. FM, we're hitting pretty far out. AM even further, but on that, all over the world. So if you got somebody in China or Russia or something, text them and tell them to start watching. So I've talked a lot. Let's let you guys talk some. How's the basketball season going? The way you make it sound like it's been bad, it's been pretty good.
I definitely say it's been definitely a fun season this season. Just watching these guys grow each game. We reached some adversity, but just watching them learning how to fight through that, that's been a big deal for me. So it's going pretty well right now. Yes, we're tied for first.
I got the standings right here, Chris.
Oh, good. He saw me going for the.
Okay.
Going for the.
I always do.
See what the standings.
I have to start looking up links, but he's always got
this
it
is
ready.
up to date off of Max Preps. Kinston 11-1, 18-4. The Stallions 11-1, 19-3. Then North Lenore 7-5, 9-15. Wallace Rose Hill 5-6, 9-7. James Keenan is 4-7, 8-10. East Duplin 3-9, 11-10. And then South Lenore's 0-12, 5-17.
Ouch. Tough season and deep run there.
Yeah.
I was looking at the standings this morning too, and it's updated through last night. When did Kinston and North Lenore play? They must have played like 3 in the afternoon or something because it was posted early.
Yeah, they played last night.
Well, that's right. North Lenore doesn't have a JV girls. Right. So they probably finished before everybody else. And plus, with senior night, that was a marathon thing last night.
You guys are done, right?
Yes.
Your conference is done. You'll have a conference tournament next week.
Well, actually, there's conference games tonight, right? But not you or Kinston, but it could affect the RPI. Or not.
So we should be done.
Their conference looks like they're done.
Yeah. Now 3A and 4A, some of them are still in conference play.
So is it teams that may have played you or Kinston that could still affect your RPI? Is that what it is? Okay. Possibly. Because when I talked to Jeff Whitehead, the AD, as soon as I called, he said, I have no answer for you. He knew what I was calling about because we got to plan stuff, man. You got to know whether
the Coastal 3A, because they lost a whole week of snow, and West Carteret had some gym issues.
And so they actually
they're not having a conference tournament next week. They're playing regular season games because I know Richlands has got 2 home games next week.
Right. Yeah. And they'll go straight in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is, though, because you guys have played Richlands.
So that would affect your RPI because you played Richlands.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You probably played some of those other. Yeah.
Swansboro, West Carteret. So pretty much all of them. So White Oak. Yeah. Played all of those.
And then Jacksonville's got a home game tonight against Northside.
Oh, yeah. That's the annual finish. I talked to Coach Foster, and I said, look, it's Valentine's Day. You guys can't plan ahead and knock it up, the night before. Like, that's what most people did, because I think y'all saw that. Yeah, February 14th, that jumps out, and everybody goes, okay. Most people want to go out with their ladies and stuff like that. So,
well, most conferences would play their last week game on Thursday so they could have a meeting on Friday to kind of do their seedings for their tournament and where they are at and line all that stuff up. But
so you're saying that was the main reason and not the love holiday?
Yeah, no. I
love holiday.
Hey, in 26 years of reffing high school basketball, I bet Valentine's Day I was never home.
You never?
I was always reffing.
Would you rather be reffing or be home?
You don't have to answer that
question. Don't answer that. I'm not answering that
As your counsel, I advise you not to answer that question.
Yeah, don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I was pretty blessed that my wife didn't care. She was okay with me
Yeah, that's good.
Now, did she come to a lot of your games?
She used to when I first started.
And then it just got where
when
it was
I
like,
first started,
after about 700 or 800 games, it kind of got.
Well, when I first started, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
And it got where she would go there and people be screaming at the rest of the whole game, not cheering for their team. And she got where the last 7 or 8 years, she just didn't go anymore. She just said, that's my husband you're hollering at.
Right.
So there was a bunch of ladies that used to actually, when I had a game with somebody, they would text and, hey, I'm going to the game, you going? So we sit together and they would go. Yeah. But I say it's bad. It's even worse now.
Things are happening at basketball games that didn't used to happen.
Well, they couldn't finish the North Lenore Green Central game the other night.
Yeah, I heard
they had some issues. That was a non-conference game, and
I heard about that.
I talked to the officials in the game, and two kids from each team got ejected, so that could impact them as far as they got to sit out 2 games, and then parents got involved, and it was really ugly. He said.
Yeah. And that probably affected the North Lenore game or North Lenore Kinston game last night. Kinston, North Lenore had some players out.
It sure did. It looked like it, yeah.
It almost, from what I understand, at the end, they only had 4 at the game. That's why they had to call it early. Yeah. So I'm not sure they probably had maybe 5 or 6 for the whole game.
That's one thing.
I mean, they just had to play it because it has to go on the record. But
he had told me 2 kids from each team got ejected, which means they're done. And some other people got disqualified, which is different. They don't have to sit out games and do
they just couldn't play
the sportsmanship course online you have to do when you get ejected. But
it reminds me when you get a ticket and you got to go to driving school.
Yeah,
I had to do that before.
Everybody
it's just
has.
Bad, right? That's why there's no officials right now. It's just nobody wants to do it. I mean, and it's bad for coaches too.
It's tough.
Yeah. Well, just this past week, I think you had an incident. Fans fighting at a game. A varsity game, at a high school game, and also a middle school game I heard this week.
Oh, wow.
I can't. I'm not going to say the schools because there's no need to go into it. But I know there was a middle school game this week that had issues. I mean, I thought middle school was already done, but somebody told me that it may have been late last week or something.
Tomorrow they start their tournament.
So, be done tomorrow. How will that work? Like I know Southwest, the middle school was finished undefeated. Are they technically the champs, or does the tournament change?
I think the tournament is going to determine who will be the champs.
Where's that going to be at?
I want to say
Jacksonville
High School.
At high school. The Bird Cage. That's a good place to watch. I love going up in the balcony and watching. You get a good view of it. For lack of a better term, a bird's eye view.
I want to say Southwest Middle is number 1 though right now.
Oh yeah, because they won. I know the boys are. I don't know about the girls.
Yeah, I don't know about the girls.
But the boys I know went undefeated. So, and the way it works is there is no 3A or 4A in middle school. There's all the middle schools are, and there's 9 now, right?
No, there's 8. I think.
Is there 8? Okay.
It includes Lejeune.
Okay. Brewster, yeah. So they'll have that tomorrow. That might be interesting to go watch. You said it's Jacksonville's that pretty much run most of the day?
Pretty much the whole day, yeah.
I've got a baseball coach that's scheduled to hit-a-thon tomorrow. So
I wonder who did that.
Nah, that's fun stuff, man. That's great. And if you're out there and know some kids that play for Southwest, it's like the old walkathon.
Yeah.
Where you pledge 10 cents or not. No, we don't want 10 cents a mile. Like you pledge a couple of bucks for each mile. Instead of that, you're doing it for each hit they get.
Right.
So it's a great thing to do, and it's like
it's fun too.
I've heard coaches say, "Well, that takes up a whole practice," but it's like practicing like under pressure.
Right.
It's like when you would make guys run if they miss free throws at the end of practice.
Right.
And they said, "Why are you making us do it? We're tired at the end of practice. You're gonna be tired at the end of the game."
Absolutely.
That's when you need to make sure them legs are getting a little bend to them and working.
Absolutely.
So do you do stuff like that still on free throws? Is that a big thing? Because you've seen so many games. I know you guys have seen it where free throws have decided a game. I know you've seen a ton of them over the years. Where if a team just made 60% or 50%,
that's all levels of basketball.
It's like that's
NBA
the hardest.
Don't shoot free throws either.
It's like that's the hardest shot to make.
Well, I'm gonna go old timer on you. I wish they would go back to 7 fouls and it's 1-1, and that's it. Don't ever go to 2.
Yes.
If you can't make the first one, you don't get the second one.
Right.
And you remember the Wolfpack's run in '83? That was a big part of their run. What was it, the Pepperdine game?
Yeah.
Where they were so far down, they started fouling with about 10 minutes to go, I think. And Pepperdine could miss so many front end of 1-on-1s, and that's a lot of points you leave out there if you don't make it.
Now it changes the game with how you want to foul now.
Well, tell people what the rule is now. I know Robert knows it too, but tell people the foul rule used to be 7 and a half, and you would go to the bonus, and then 10 you would go to the double bonus.
Right.
Tell them what it is.
Now it's 5. Once you get to 5 team fouls,
but that's in a quarter,
right? You're shooting. You're shooting the rest of the quarter.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to technically try to score. You just get fouled.
Yeah.
Just make the team foul. You shooting free throws,
and it's automatically 2 shots.
Automatically,
which I think if they go back to 1-and-1, more emphasis will be put on free throw shooting.
Yep.
And you got players out there, and they've heard me preach about this before. You're new to the show, so you get the sermon today. Tyler Hansbrough, he's not the ACC's all-time leading scorer if it weren't for free throws. Correct. I mean, probably 40% of his points for free throws.
Well, as an official, I like the rule change because I tell you why. Because I don't know how many times I've seen or heard a correctable error when we're supposed to be shooting 2 free throws and the scorekeeper had the foul count wrong and they only shot 1-and-1 and they missed it. And then we should have shot 2. So we got to go back. If the time hasn't lapsed, you go back and shoot that other free throw. So this makes it a little more simpler for everybody when you think about it.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about if you're in the double bonus or not.
Yeah, you're automatically in 2. I mean, I think it speeds the game up. I mean, I've watched a bunch of basketball games. It's just the rule changed, and I think it speeds the game up a little bit.
Now, it does make it easier for a big comeback with 1-and-1, because you got a little more chance of them missing and the pressure on. There was an incident last night, and I want to get you to clarify with the rules, and Breon, you were there too, obviously. Actually, we'll do this after the break. That red light means the Carolina Hurricanes have scored a goal, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on Sports Talk.
Are we ready for a little fun? Yes. This is Rick Dees. I can't wait to meet you here this weekend. The weekly Top 40 Countdown is ready to go. Do we have some D's sleeves for everybody? Oh, yeah. We're going to go out on a limb with the weekly Top 40 Sure Shot. You can win huge prizes.
I'm amazed.
The weekly Top 40 Countdown here this weekend. We'll see you.
It's the weekly Top 40 80s edition, Sunday night 6 to 10 on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Pro Image Promotional Solutions in Jacksonville. A one-stop for your custom tees, sweats, hooded sweats, caps, and outerwear. Pro Image will design uniquely for you. Pro Image will do screen prints, digitize, and embroider right on site at their location in Jacksonville at 51 Plaza Drive B, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, specializing in helping schools, businesses, church groups, civic organizations, and recreation sports teams with uniforms and their team gear. See Mark Houston for ideas on how to make your personal business wear look professional and appealing. For more information, visit proimagenc.com. That's proimagenc.com or call 910-347-0004. Again, that's 910-347-0004. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
Sometimes your monthly bill can get lost in mounds of your daily mail, but with paperless billing, it goes straight to your email. When you sign up for paperless billing, you receive an email monthly. Just open the email and you can see your account balance and due date. It's simple, safe, and you even help the environment by making the switch. Sign up for paperless billing under the account management section of My Account at joemc.com. Member focused, service driven. That's our co-op.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes. for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Now, I know you're probably spelling comfort in your head and asking yourself, wait a second, is that possible? Or am I just a really bad speller? Look, I don't know your spelling aptitude, but Skechers most definitely put the S in comfort because Skechers is the comfort technology company, and Skechers has developed fits and features that change everything you know about comfort. We're talking fits like Relax Fit, Arch Fit, Massage Fit, Stretch Fit, and more. And comfort features like Skechers' exclusive world-famous air-cooled memory foam or hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the ultimate in comfort and convenience. It's footwear you just step into and they're on, just like that. No touching your shoes, no bending down. Come on, how comfortable is that? Now, if you still don't believe me and you don't understand how Skechers put the S in comfort, there's only one thing left to do. Go try your own pair of Skechers. See for yourself how Skechers put the S in comfort. Find Skechers, including slip-ins, at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. February 14th, Valentine's Day, the love holiday. We got we love to have our coaches in all the time. We try to get just about every coach we can get. You've actually been on before, right? Breon?
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got Breon Hall, head basketball coach. I'm coach.
Yes.
About other sorts of stuff too. And we got Darren Potts, the head JV coach and assistant varsity coach. Welcome, guys. Robert Farley. I always want to slip to Bob every now and then, but you're Robert. You're Bob. Robert. Robert Farley. Robert is not a guest anymore. He's been here so often. He's just co-host.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt if I had to miss one day,
he'll call me.
he could do it.
Hey, can you co-host? He don't give me much notice.
Yeah,
no, I called you like
2 days ago,
like 7:00 this morning, didn't I?
No,
it was a couple of days ago.
A couple of days ago.
But anytime you want to come on a Friday, you're welcome.
Yeah, well, I do have a job, so I can't. I got to work a little bit.
Those jobs do get in the way. I remember when I was trying to work for the state and slip over here at my lunch hour at 9:00 to do it before. So it's a lot easier now. We were talking about a lot of the funky stuff that's happened. One thing I do want to get back to, we were talking about actually do want to tease real quick again before we get going. Barnes Diamond Gallery, we have a $75 gift certificate we'll be giving away later in the show. Just keep listening. We're going to have a trivia question for you today. $75 worth of jewelry on Valentine's Day.
That might be the biggest prize you guys have ever given away, isn't it? Hollywood?
As far as I know.
Pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's real
Good
nice
stuff. Now, I can't win, right?
I keep waiting for a car or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot win. Your family cannot win. Your best friends cannot win.
My cousin's got a body shop, and he's got an old junker out back that we could probably give away.
We can
give that away.
You know,
for
Hollywood,
parts.
Chris should maybe give us some hockey tickets to give away one day.
I have to do that.
You could do that, yeah.
I'm actually working on a deal with a buddy of mine who through his business and stuff, we might can get some to give away. So I'm working on that.
Okay.
Now the ones I give, I get to pay for, so they're a little different.
You got connections, Chris.
That's right. But we were talking about before we asked you the question about things. One of the funniest reactions I've seen about player, and I know you're a ref, but he was showing up a hockey ref, and what happened was the hockey ref called a penalty on him, sent him to the penalty box. You know how it works in hockey.
Yeah.
As he's going to the box, the hockey player takes his stick, turns it upside down, where he's holding it by the blade, closes his eyes, and he's tapping out in front of him.
Oh boy, that's funny.
On the ice. I think he got tossed from the game.
I might do it.
That's a little too much there. We were talking about an incident in the game last night. A lot of people didn't understand. I could hear the fans hollering that, like you said, when they go to 5 fouls a quarter, they start shooting. Well, this happened on the other end of the court. You know the play I'm talking about. Kind of explain it and explain why there's no foul shot on it. Or Bobby or Robert either one. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't see the play, but
you know I'm talking. Yeah, you didn't see it.
I wasn't there.
You know what I'm talking about. It's called player possession.
Player control foul.
Player control
foul.
Okay. So what basically it happened on the other end of the court. There was no play on the ball, whatever. And
It's basically an offensive foul.
Okay.
Basically, you don't shoot offensive fouls. That's
Right.
the simplest way, in simple terms.
So even if a player draws a charge,
you don't. No, you don't.
shoot shots. Okay.
No.
And I probably knew that, but just never really picked up on it in the situation. So a lot of things happen out there that fans don't understand, but trust me, these guys, these professionals, they got it covered.
Look, if anybody ever wants to referee, I get you a contact because there is a big time shortage of officials. I mean, I don't know how it is this year, but I know my last year they were canceling games and moving games. And,
I think they've done a pretty good job this year with maintaining.
Are they short this year?
They're still short, but they're doing a good job.
They're working these guys
see a lot
to
of
death.
you see the same refs. You see the same one.
So, I mean, it's a national shortage.
Yes.
And it's so tough because nobody wants to do it because, like you were talking about, you'd be at games. And I think it would have been cool for one Valentine's night to have your wife at the game and present her flowers on the break right in front of everybody.
I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't show up. You wouldn't grandstand as part of your job.
No.
I understand that.
I wouldn't
Still
do
would be cool though. But there's still kind of a shortage. Now you guys are in the East Central. Talk to us about the other conferences. Obviously, the Coastal, you got Swansboro. They're
I got
for
those
real.
standings too, if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's go over those.
All right. Let me find it. There we go. Swansboro, best team in the county. I think they won the Christmas tournament 4 years in a row. Didn't they beat you in the finals tournament?
They beat us by 3.
By
in the
3, wow.
championship game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Swansboro 7-0, 19-1. Their only loss was to New Hanover, who's one of the powerhouses in the East for sure. White Oak is having a pretty good year, 6-1, 14-6. They haven't played Swansboro yet.
They actually played them tonight. I think.
They played tonight, yeah.
Wow, that would be a pretty good game.
Yeah. Croatan is 4-3 and 15-5. West Carteret's 4-3, 11-7. Richlands won their first conference game last night. They're 1-7, 5-16, and Dixon's 0-8 and 2-20.
Tough season there.
That's tough.
Talking about the White Oak Swansboro game, White Oak lost their top player for the year, didn't they?
Yeah,
broke his
CJ
leg.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, that conference, that probably would have been a mega game tonight, and it still is. But
could have been a difference.
The way the standings would be right now, I guess I assume Swansboro's already beat White Oak one time.
No, they haven't played. Croatan
played?
beat White Oak. Nope, Croatan knocked off White Oak.
Really?
So Swansboro haven't played.
They haven't played yet.
Are they going to play twice then?
They got to play twice, yeah.
Oh, so they'll play this week and then next week?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's still teams going to be playing next week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like I say, they lost a whole week of snow, and like Richlands drove all the way up to West Carteret, and they couldn't play their game at home at West Carteret because their floor. They're remodeling their gym.
Yes, their floor is horrible.
They're remodeling the gym, and they don't have any air conditioning. So it was one of those days where it was like 65, 70 degrees, and they couldn't play. Actually, West Carteret coach told me now they're playing their varsity games at 4:00 at home. So there's less people there for the condensation of the floor.
Yeah.
Then they play the JV games after.
Oh, okay.
And that's a big deal this time of year because the day you had the cold weather, then you had that day it was like 77 degrees, and everywhere you went that day it was the ground was wet, and it wasn't because of rain; it's because of condensation.
And like I say, they're not having they're the only one not having a conference tournament. So which really the conference tournament now doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I mean, it's just playing 3 more games over how many games you play. So, it's going to mean something for you guys because that's going to determine number 1 seed out of your conference next week. So
right.
If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, basically you guys in Kinston split. So tell them how the conference tournament will decide who's the number 1 seed.
So I guess we're still waiting right now whether we have to host or not. Hopefully we don't. So going into next week, hopefully we'll get a bye. And then we'll just play 2 games and hopefully see Kinston in the conference championship, which would it'll break our tie.
That was the same thing last year, wasn't it? With you guys?
Same thing last year. Well, they ended up losing to Wallace last year, the game before the championship.
Okay.
So we had to play Wallace in the championship game. So we never got to really break that tie. We never got.
So you got the number 1 seed, and that's a big thing because you get at least 3 home playoff games.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a lot easier to win at home than it is on the road.
It's a big difference between 1 and 2. You're right,
especially in playoffs.
And it looks like Green Central's probably a lock to be the number 1 in the East.
Right.
But you guys, either you or Kinston will probably be the number 2 seed.
You don't think Farmville Central is?
Was it
You're talking about Farmville.
Did I say Green Central?
Yeah,
Farmville.
Farmville Central.
Farmville Central.
They're still
They're
strong.
a juggernaut.
They're still strong.
Yeah, you don't want to play with them. You don't want to be on their bracket.
You want to beat them in the Eastern Finals and have the best game of the season.
They won the ECI like 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're playing 4A schools in that ECI. So you've seen them.
Yeah, they're
the real deal.
They are, man. You got to give it to them.
Now, talking about the Coastal Conference, that's Swansboro. You can almost see Swansboro and New Hanover on a collision.
No, New Hanover's 4A.
They're 4A.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're 4A. So they won't play.
So
but
they'll play like the 71st and schools like that. So
Swansboro would probably actually be the
they're number 1 seed right now.
There's good stuff there.
Yes,
if it ended today, they're number 1.
Yes,
so they would be home as long as they want.
Just like last year.
They was number 1 last year.
They were,
right?
And West
71st
beat them in the
It was a
East
close
Finals.
game. Yeah, it was a close one.
Now, we're not getting ahead of ourselves because in playoff basketball, you one game at a time. But this is just the overall for all divisions. How does it work? You have like about 3 home games if you're the number 1 seed in the East, and then where would the regionals be played at?
So last year they was played at
same place,
Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem. Yeah, they're doing the same thing.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Eastern teams even play at Winston-Salem?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow. So they're not doing like they used to do like in Greenville or Fayetteville?
No, they used to do that.
Yeah.
So then the state games is at still Chapel Hill State.
Would all the state championship games be at Carolina at Chapel Hill?
I think so.
So they're not using. I thought
they use Raleigh.
Yeah, I thought Raleigh did some of them too.
So NC State and
I think it's half and half.
Oh, yeah.
Now you got the Coastal stands. Do you have the Coastal girls also?
I did.
I thought you did.
I did.
And then we'll go back and catch up the East Central girls too. Tough loss last night for the Southwest.
Man.
All right, in the Coastal 3A, Croatan girls pretty solid. They're 7-0, 15-1. Swansboro girls having a good year, 5-2, 11-6. West Carteret 5-3, 13-8. White Oak 4-3, 5-10. Dixon won their first conference game last night. They're 1-7, 4-15, and Richlands 0-8, 3-16.
So who? You said Richlands got their first conference win in boys.
And
was that Dixon?
And Dixon girls won their first conference.
Okay. So
I was at those games last night.
It seems like every conference, boys and girls, has one dog team, like really good, like Swansboro in the Coastal. Then you got Croatan girls. Of course, in the East Central, you got you and Kinston, so it's 2 at the top. Go back to the East. Have you got the East Central girls?
I do.
Let's go back to that and catch everybody up on those.
All right. And girls, East Duplin is 12-0, 22-2. I've seen them. They're good. Kinston 10-2, 20-3. Southwest Onslow girls 7-5, 11-8. James Keenan 7-5, 9-7. Wallace Rose Hill is 4-8, 5-14. Then you got, can't read my chicken scratch here. North Lenore, 2-10, 6-17. Poor South Lenore 0-12, 2-20.
Tough basketball season down there. And
well, their football team didn't win a game either, so they haven't had a lot of athletic success this year.
Now, they usually have a pretty good baseball team, so they got that to look forward to coming up. They always have a good baseball
team.
Spring
Sports just started this week too, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think they had a game.
Practice started. Practice.
Practice. And then I know UCW starting today. Joe with UCW baseball go down there and we go down to their very nice media room and do it down there. So
they remodeled their whole field. It looks pretty cool.
Did
you don't like it, dude? I like it.
I like grass. I mean, it looks great. I've always been a natural grass guy if you can do it, but that turf, it looks awesome. The way they've got the design on it. I'll try to get a picture on our link to. I know Jeff Clark from Marine Federal Credit Union is a big.
He played there.
He's on their board of trustees down there. Of course, he was a pitcher down there too. So he's has big input on that, and they try to get Jeff to go with us when we do the interview with Coach Hood and everything down there because he's certainly knowledgeable. Pitched down there for for a few years, and that was under Coach Guthrie, I believe, and then Coach Scaff came along and took that program to another level. And of course, Coach Hood is that field does look awesome, and they got a new scoreboard. That's the best part because that scoreboard was it was antiquated. Getting back to basketball, we're going to talk about the Coastal. Let's go do the Coastal 3A, 4A. You got this.
For Jacksonville,
yeah,
absolutely.
For Jacksonville's conference.
All right,
and some of them are still playing, like you said. Jacksonville, tonight.
Jacksonville's actually got a game tonight, and then they play Rose Monday.
So let me ask you one question before you start that, and that's I knew there was something that popped back in my mind. The RPI decides first and second in the East Central. There's going to be teams playing after that's determined. So I guess they just have a cutoff date for the tournament on what decides it.
No, the RPI won't be everybody be done next Friday.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm talking about is the East Central tournament starts Monday.
Yeah.
So for the seeding for that between Kinston and Southwest for the number one seed, they just basically have to cut it off after this week's games, right?
Yeah,
right.
For that.
For conference tournament. Yeah.
For conference
for the big Carolina 3A, 4A, South Central. I'm sorry, that's girls. Let's get to the boys.
We do girls first. That's
All
fine.
right, we got girls. This is girls. South Central girls 11-0, 19-4.
See, there's the dog in that conference.
DH Conley's 9-2, 15-6. Jacksonville girls having a good solid year. They're 7-3, 15-6. Like I say, they got 2 games left. JH Rose is 4-6, 6-14. Northside is 3-8, 7-9. Havelock 2-8, 4-14, and then New Bern is 1-10, 4-18. And then for boys, we got. Let me find my boys sheet. Here we go. Rose, Greenville Rose 9-1, 18-4. South Central 8-3, 14-8. Havelock 6-4, 10-7. New Bern is 6-5, 12-8. Jacksonville's 5-5, 7-11. DH Conley's 2-9, 5-16, and Tim Foster and Northside are 1-10 and 5-14.
But he's got a lot of young players.
Yeah, he does.
Young. The next couple of years, he's excited about that. I know. And we'll shift gears to Darren here, coaching JV. You got a championship team at the middle school level. Going to be promoting up in a couple of years. How many of those kids will come up next year? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I know we got a couple kids.
Obviously some, but yeah, I don't know if it's because I got two really good. I got several good players, but a couple that I really know about that are either one of those Tay or Mets coming up.
I know Tay for sure.
Okay,
I know for sure. I'm excited to get to work with him.
Yeah,
tall kid, athletic kid. So,
well, how's your JV team doing this year?
JV team is great this year. We finished 13-4, top in the conference.
Wow,
that's good.
And
y'all split with Kinston.
Yeah. Split with Kinston.
Okay.
I was hoping we got one last
That's
time.
Basketball Town USA. But
it is.
The news for you guys, you won't see Kinston next year.
Yeah.
With your new conference, if it shakes out, you're going to be in a split 2A or whatever it is, 5A, 6A, or
with
4A. I think it's 4A, 5A with
Croatan, East Duplin.
You got Havelock too.
Yeah. We do have Havelock right now. I don't know if that's the final. I'm not sure if it's.
It's not the final yet. It's the second draft.
I heard the third draft is out this week or something. So
yeah.
Have you heard about any rumblings about possible changes, or you think it's going to stay the same?
I heard some possible changes
in our conference, in East Central.
Yeah, so hopefully, at least, I mean,
I heard Swansboro had appealed. Have you heard that?
I haven't heard it.
I'd heard that, but I'm not sure.
They did.
They're of course.
Swansboro did appeal. They don't want to play in that Greenville.
Well, I mean, Swansboro to
I'm
Greenville
thinking
is a haul, buddy.
I'm thinking Havelock should go that way as well.
But it's all about the numbers. It's all driven by. It's not how good you are, or it's about your enrollment.
I tell you what, it's going to be some long nights.
Yeah, you're in Swansboro and you got a Tuesday night game in Greenville.
It's going to be some.
And that's you get back at 1 a.m. on a school night. Now, actually, I hadn't thought about that, but what you said kind of makes sense. You bump Swansboro into the it's not called East Central. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
It'd be 4A, 5A.
Yeah.
Is Swansboro 5A or 6A?
Right now?
Yeah. Or for next year?
I think they'll be
5A.
5A.
Okay, so I wouldn't think they'd have a 6A in that conference.
Right.
So that would work, and then just move Havelock because Havelock's a closer proximity going.
Well, they will. They'll have 5A, 6A
way.
because New Bern's in that conference. New Bern and
in that conference.
South
I mean the one where Southwest is stupid.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think you. So you could, and that would have more with the green teams, and it's more geographic. I'm not sure they're thinking about that. Is that
that's what we were looking at? Yeah.
And of course, everybody when the conference came out said, "Man, Southwest these people would Havelock." But really, honestly, and truly, keeping it real is football.
Yeah.
With Havelock. Other than that, every other sport, the smaller schools will be competitive with them.
Right.
If not, I mean, like baseball, they've never really had a great baseball. I think soccer every now and then they have some good soccer teams, but basketball's never really been They've had some good years, but it's never been a.
They have some real good athletes. They don't have basketball players per se, Their best basketball player they had was he played at Boston College.
I know exactly
the dude with the red hair.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Did he start at State? No, State. He was mad because State and Carolina did recruiting. That's what it was.
He went to
he went to Boston College.
Yeah, he was good.
Oh, I can picture him right now because remember he had the red hair for a long time.
It's one of the best playoff games I ever had. They were playing Rocky Mountain in the second round of state playoffs, and he hit a 3 from like 40 feet to tie the game. And then we went in overtime. Yeah.
He was a killer enough in college ball. I can only imagine high school. We're going to have to take our next break. When we come back, we'll have our actually, we'll probably do Hurricanes Watch on the last segment, but we do want to remind people about the Barnes Diamond Gallery gift certificate. We'll be giving that away. Yeah, we can get it out towards the end. These guys have got to go here shortly, so we'll get that out more towards the end. So we'll be right back on Sports Talk.
Onslow County, this is your Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery, family owned and operated since 1982. This Valentine's Day, find savings of up to 20 to 40% off. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery always has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make someone very happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery. 4060 West Boulevard, Suite 1, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
Hello, this is Bill Mercer of Bartley Insurance Services. If you are on group health coverage and thinking about retiring soon or turning 65 this year, I will be glad to meet with you to discuss your options. This transition can be intimidating to anyone, so it is important to have someone to make you comfortable and answer your questions and ease your mind. That is what I promise to provide, and there is no charge for the consultation. I simply want to be your agent. If you are considering the cost of possible future facility care or in-home care and think you've waited too long, I would like to meet with you because you have options that will pleasantly surprise you. At Bartley Insurance Services, we dedicate ourselves to providing you with best-in-class advice, and we promise to treat you with the dignity and respect you deserve. We provide a wide array of insurance. We want to be your agent, so please call Bill or Drew Mercer today at 910-346-2170 to schedule this important conversation. You'll be glad you did. You have my word. Thank you.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, Smart Strand Forever Clean Carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2024 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997. With locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor, co-host Robert Farley today. Thank you for being with us.
Yep.
Wearing your red for Valentine's Day.
No,
and
I wear
for
red.
NC State.
You know me, I wear red every
Red all
day.
the time. You're always seeing red.
I only own red.
We got coaches Breon Hall and Darren Potts with us today. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on great seasons for both of you. It's yours is over now, right?
Yes.
For the JV, but of course yours we want to continue deep into the playoffs.
You bring a couple JV guys up.
I've already did what I was going to do with bringing them up. So
earlier in the year.
Yep. So I'm not going
to help them acclimate.
How about let them practice with you?
I'm not sure. I don't know because I already have a good 14 guys already. So that's just
But talk about some of your players. I've watched you play once this year, and you destroyed Richlands.
Yeah, man.
Destroyed.
Yeah, they did.
So this year is kind of a special year. Like especially with some of my seniors, man. I had a chance to watch like Quaidon and Rue. Malachi, Jerry, and certain ones. These guys that actually been me for 4 years.
How many seniors you got?
So I have 7.
Okay,
but them was the ones that was here from freshman year. Some of my guys are new. They came in this year, but they're contributing as well. So honestly, man, a lot of people, they like to, say certain players, man, but we have a whole team that at any given night they can have a good night. So that's what makes our team, I think, special for us.
Well, what's changed at Southwest? Because they've always had really good athletes when, I first started officiating, but they didn't really have what I call basketball players like we talked about Havelock earlier. So now you got some basketball players, obviously, because you've won 20 games the last couple of years. So.
Yeah, man.
Do they focus on basketball more than other sports? Or
well, I think it's pretty even across the board.
And sometimes you just have that group come through.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
height
Because sometimes you don't get that group often like that. But I think pretty much we're even. Like we work together pretty good at Southwest with the coaching staff. Getting along with all the sports. So I think we're doing a good job. We're doing that. So,
and I remember some of the past teams you would have like the one standout player and then a cast of to help him. This year you have, like you said, 3 or 4 standouts.
Right.
Looking at on Max Preps, looking at the conference leaders, there's 3 players from Southwest leading in different statistical categories. Right. And stats aren't what you're all about anyway. But it's just a lot of people thought coming into the year that Rue would be Rue Chapman would be head and shoulders, but he's just blended in with everybody, and they're just a fun team to watch. They get up and down the court, play good defense, get after it. It was last night against East Steuben. It was kind of tight early on. All of a sudden, that press started working. You threw that press on them, and weren't much they could do with it. It made it go from a lot to a little pretty quick.
Right.
Now, you talk about getting that crop of players in. That's what happens at Swansboro. Swansboro, those kids have played together for a long time.
Yeah.
It's a group that played travel ball together for the most part, and they've just got an outstanding group this year. And you do too. Now, you've got 7 seniors, but what have you got coming back junior wise? And
we have about 7, 8 coming back. So
seniors next year.
Really, I don't even I don't know if it'll drop off. Even with
we don't want to look at that. Yeah, you want to,
I don't
enjoy the ride
it,
like you can right now. Yeah.
But what we have coming back, if all the kids stay committed and come back to Southwest, we'll have a fairly good team next year as well.
If the transfer portal don't.
Yeah, if the transfer portal, you got to see who's offering NIL deals and all that type of stuff.
So talk about that crap. Yeah.
To echo off of that, I think Breon's done a great job with shaping the culture there. And I think that's a big difference. Yeah. All the guys kind of buying into the team vision. So. I think we're going to be good for years to come.
And you had, was it last year, the most wins in school history? 20-some, or was it the year before?
I think so, but I really don't even pay attention to that stuff.
Well, we do.
But I think so.
But, and to some other coaches' defense back, there was some years where they didn't start basketball at Southwest till the first games were the middle of December because, football was played in state
They was going to state every year.
Yeah.
Going to state every year.
But looking for a deep playoff run. I know you guys are excited about the upcoming playoffs, and pretty much the other than the seeding for the East, like Robert was saying, the conference tournaments just don't mean a whole lot anymore, do they?
They don't.
So there is no automatic bid from a conference tournament anymore.
No, because last year Richlands girls finished like 4th or 5th,
and won.
And they won the conference tournament, knocked off 2 higher seeds, and they still didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make it.
I remember
didn't affect
that.
them one bit. They did. There's some kind of rule you can't jump a
You
team.
can't jump more than one position or something.
Yeah,
like that.
so
I heard about that.
Yeah,
They was upset. I think they was trying to like call.
They got a plaque for winning the conference.
I remember that now that you
big
said it.
accomplishment, but they didn't make the state playoffs.
Right.
And as an old timer, I still love the mystique of a conference tournament. We were from back in the old ACC days. There was 8 teams, and you could have a team just get like NC State the year they won it in '83 with Coach Valvano. If they hadn't won the conference tournament, they weren't even in the big games. And they get on a run, they had a good team. It's just they had some injuries during the season. Wittenberg was out a while, things like that.
Broke his foot.
Then all of a sudden, they catch fire at the end of the year, and that's what the whole tournament is about.
It's about.
I wish they would still go back to that automatic bid. I know it screws up some other things, like all of a sudden, say like the NCAA tournament, they still have the conference tournament automatic bid, and all of a sudden you have a team come out of nowhere, and people start getting crazy because you were in, and all of a sudden you were out because they had to replace you with an automatic bid.
Yeah.
Now you graduated at East Duplin?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I'm sure you know this, but Jerry Hunter just got selected to the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
That's a great honor.
Who's that
again? Sure is.
Jerry Hunter, who used to be the longtime AD and coach there.
He actually coached my cousin, Cliff Tina, when they won the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were good for 2 years. They were really good.
They was very good.
You're talking about the girls basketball team?
I got a quick Jerry Hunter story. I was calling with a guy named Don Bussell. I'll never forget this. He always wore glasses when he refereed, little guy. Well, we go to a game there, and I forgot who they were playing, and Don goes, and we do coaches meeting, and Don says, or Jerry goes, "Hey, Don, where's your glasses at? I'm a little concerned." I said, "Jerry, you're not going to believe this. I just got LASIK surgery. I don't need glasses anymore." So we played like a minute and a half, and it was a call Don made, and Jerry didn't like it. He hollered. He goes, "Hey, Robert, tell Don he wasted his money because he still can't see." But Jerry was a class act, one of the best East Duplin. You know that from
yes, sir.
Going there, and like I say, great man.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think we're getting ready to head to our last break. Well, thank you guys for coming today. Y'all got to head out and go tend to school duties. You know. And please take Roy a bologna cheese sandwich. So he'll be happy.
I'm giving away my sandwiches.
Well, we got plenty.
No, Roy got a thing for eating people's sandwiches, though, so I don't know.
There's a way to fix that. You ever seen the movie Dumb and Dumber, Turbo Lax?
Yeah.
That'll fix you. He won't even know he's been fixed. But thanks, guys, for being with us.
Good luck.
Yeah,
now it's crunch time. Starting next week. So
we got some good teams in the county this year, and I'm looking for some deep runs. So you guys too, especially.
Yes, sir.
So thank you. We'll be right back on Sports Talk.
All right.
Onslow County's oldies station, home of Rick D's and the Daily D's weekday mornings on Freedom 97.1 WSME. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available, and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
This month, get bodacious savings during the President's Day sales event at National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Right now, come in for our huge discounts on new Jeeps, Ram trucks, and the performance of Dodge. Find yours today at nationaldodge.com.
Visit National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Highway 17 in Jacksonville.
It's a national thing. Go National!
Welcome to Lincoln & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Golden Corral, the only one for everyone, featuring their famous buffet. Enjoy ribs and ham carved nightly with steak and desserts, and all-you-can-eat chicken tenders every day for lunch and dinner. Choose from 20 selections on the dessert bar and bakery, including chocolate and carrot cake, chocolate pie, apple pie, and our famous banana pudding. Breakfast buffet every day at the Golden Corral starts at 7:30 a.m. with brunch at 10 a.m. Dinner with carved meats at 4 p.m. Dine in, take out, drive-through delivery, and for catering opportunities, call 910-455-3773 or visit goldencorral.com. Golden Corral, voted the #1 buffet for 10 years in the 2024 Best of the Best by the Jacksonville Daily News. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone. North Marine Boulevard, Jacksonville, and Greenville Boulevard, Greenville.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under-market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Humphrey Heating and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
It's Sports Talk live on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. Co-host Robert Farley with us today. We've lost our coaches. They had to get back to their official duties. So we're going to finish up the show here. Do our trivia question here coming up real quick with Barnes Diamond Gallery, $75 gift certificate. Do you want to do our Hurricanes watch? Thanks to Down East Heating and Air Conditioning and Jason Humphrey and the gang for sponsoring that. Hurricanes had a terrible week the week before, lost 3 in a row, but finished off the week. The only game they had since we had our show last Friday was a 7-3 win over Utah at home. So they scored a touchdown and kicked the extra point. Yeah. It's always fun to see all those goals. And then they're taking a 2-week break. It used to be the All-Star break, but All-Star game just wasn't getting it. So now they're doing what's called a 4-nation tournament. It's the United States, Finland, Sweden, and Canada. And the games are between on Canadian soil and American soil, different places. And the games worked out to where the first game, let's see, I have it here. The first game in the tournament was Canada and Sweden, and Canada won that game 4-3 in overtime. And these games will run for the next, I think they play each other in round robin competition. So the United States will play the other 3, and then they'll determine which 2 have the best record or however they work it out, RPI, whatever it is, and they'll play in the championship
Now, this
game.
2-week window here, will they have the NHL All-Star game?
No, they're not doing it this year.
They're not doing an All-Star game?
Not at all. Not that I know of. I don't think they are.
Wow.
This is replacing it because it just there's so much more interest with this, playing for your country and everything. And it's not all the countries because obviously there's a lot of Russian players in the NHL. But the first game, Canada beat Sweden 4-3 in overtime. That was on Wednesday night. Then last night, The U.S. scored another touchdown, 6 points, 6-1 over Finland. So the U.S. team, man, it was like they were down 1-0. They tied it 1-1 in the first period. Then it was kind of, just a little slow going. Then all of a sudden, 3 goals within like 2 minutes.
Wow.
They just poured it on. So
when's Canada and USA
6-1. Let's see. I think that's Saturday. Yep.
That'll be a good one.
Saturday, USA and Canada Saturday night at 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. And then Finland and Sweden tomorrow at 1 p.m.
If you had to guess, you think there's more Canadian hockey players than American?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Overall, certainly, because, it's obviously a cold weather. Everywhere up there is cold, where they get into playing and stuff. And I know now it's all about rinks and stuff like that. But back in the old days, that's how, most of them started playing on ponds and things like that.
Yeah.
So the Hurricanes will be back in action in a couple of weeks. We'll catch up next week on the more of the Four Nation tournament. Right now, the U.S. is 1-0. Looking really good with a 6-1 win over Finland. And Finland has a lot of great players. Sebastian Aho, the new guy, Rantanen from the Hurricanes is on that team. So all 4 teams have all their all-stars. So hopefully this bodes well for the Olympics next year with the United States team, if they can do really well. So we're going to jump. Thank you once again to Jason Humphrey and Down East Heat and Air for sponsoring the Hurricane Watch. We'll get more into that tournament next week. We'll have more of the results and everything. Once again, the United States plays Canada Saturday night at 8 o'clock, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So tune in to watch that. We want to jump into this day in sports, but before we do, we're going to get our trivia question out there. We picked it from one of the events here. In 1988, the 30th Daytona 500, Bobby Allison beats his son Davey to the finish line. But the race is best remembered for this driver having a rollover crash in the tri-oval on lap 106, rolls over 8 times after being hit by Brett Bodine. I remember, you've been around NASCAR before. I remember Dale Earnhardt one time saying he got in a wreck at a racetrack, and they said, well, who hit you? He said, well, one of those, he said a different word, but one of those darn Bodines, because there was 2 or 3 brothers at the time. But anyway, this driver walked away unhurt. This driver is the king of stock car racing. That ought to give it away.
And he's raced here in Onslow County
before. He has. One of his races is right down the road there at the corner of Rocky Run Road. If you go to GPS, look at the corner of Rocky Run Road and look through the woods there, and you can still see the oval.
And he's got a famous number
GPS.
too.
He does. Blue and red car, red, white, and blue car.
Yeah.
Everything that you want in stock car driving. So if you know this driver, call 910-346-2248, and you'll win a $75 Barnes Diamond Gallery gift ticket. Like we said, 910-346-2248, and I'll give you the question one more time. In 1988, the 30th Daytona 500, Bobby Allison beat his son Davey Allison to the finish line. But the race is best remembered for this driver's rollover crash in the tri-oval on lap 106, rolled over 8 times after being hit by Brett Bodine, but he walked away unhurt. He is the king of stock car racing. Most wins ever in stock car racing. If that doesn't give it away, then you don't want to win some jewelry. So if you want to win some jewelry for your sweetie, call us now at 910-346-2248 with that answer. All right, we're going to jump into this day in sports. You going to help us out, Hollywood, or you want us to do it? So if you get a phone call, we'll let you peel away for that.
That's fine, buddy.
All right, in 1887, the Cubs sell Mike King Kelly to Boston for a record $10,000 worth. And we always estimate this, but they say it's worth $327,215 today. I don't know how they compute that, but that's about what we were guessing for those days.
You know how I computed that?
How?
Chat GPT.
Oh, really?
Yeah, artificial intelligence, man. I've been using it all the time. That thing is amazing.
You're concerning me with all this computers and stuff taking us over. Voices we don't even have.
High tech here, Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right, Rob.
All right, 1951, Sugar Ray Robinson defeats Jake LaMotta and takes middleweight title.
Not to be confused with Sugar Ray Leonard. Different people.
Yeah.
All right, Hollywood.
All right, 1952. That is the 6th, right?
Very good, yeah.
Yeah, Winter Olympic Games open in
Oslo.
Oslo. I was going to Onslow. Yeah. Onslow. I was thinking Oslo, Norway.
Now that's a place where Winter Olympics ought to be. Oslo, Norway. Yeah, that just sounds cold.
It does, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In 1960, the second Daytona 500, Junior Johnson survives a 37-car crash.
Whoa.
I didn't think they had them back then. On turn 4 to win, driving a Jason Massoni-owned Chevrolet.
Well, back in the day, I don't think they had a limit on how many cars.
Yeah, that's probably true. But 37 cars in one crash,
that's a lot.
That's nasty. And of course, Junior Johnson is probably, you could almost call him the founder of the sport because he was one of the moonshiners that kind of got NASCAR started.
1966, Wilt Chamberlain breaks NBA's career scoring record of 20,888 points, but that's been broken by LeBron now. So.
And of course, Kareem broke it, and then LeBron broke his.
Yeah.
As far as I know, those were the only two that are higher.
Yeah.
Well, there's possibly more higher, but those were the two that broke it.
I'm skipping the next one, right?
No.
All right.
Different question.
Okay. 1971, 13th. Oh, my goodness.
Saved by the Bell, because you were about to say it. But we were going to do that anyway.
Hang on a second.
All right.
Let's do this. Hang on 1 second here.
We're holding on for our
Multiple buttons to push here.
Winner.
Our advanced technology.
Valentine's dinner.
Hang on a second. There we go. You're on the air.
Hey, caller, who we got on the air there?
It's Mark.
Hey, Mark. How you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good. Are you trying to win $75 worth of Barnes Diamond Gallery swag today for your sweetheart?
Indeed I am. It's a great day for it.
Have you got a sweetheart lined up for this?
I do.
All right. Do you want to say her name?
Lucinda.
Okay, nice. All right. Well, do you know who in 1988, we won't read the whole question again, but who in 1988 was famous for his rollover crash in the Daytona 500, the 30th Daytona 500? Even though he didn't win the race, it was the most famous part of the race because he rolled over 8 times. Do you know who that was? The king of stock car racing.
I'm almost certain it's going to be the king himself, Richard Petty.
Oh, that's wrong. You got it wrong. I'm just joking.
The king is LeBron James.
What?
Wrong sport.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, Mark. We appreciate you listening to Sports Talk too, man.
Hey, and Mark, I almost gave it away again. That question or that next whatever the sports history thing I was about to read. It was almost gave it away again, but I did not. And you got it right in time, man. So congratulations. And by the way, Barnes Diamond Gallery, it is a staple here in Onslow County.
Oh, yeah.
And Lindsay
there, definitely.
Lindsay Jarman
and the crew and her dad. He's just a great guy. Just a fabulous place. So you're going to enjoy that. They got some just great things there for Valentine's Day for your sweeties. So
for your sweeties.
Yeah, so hang on the line
and
for
Mark's
a second.
one for his sweetie. I'll give the next questions that you're going to get Mark's
hang on the line. I'm
information.
going to get some info from you, and we'll get that certificate to you. Okay. So hang on 1 second.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mark. Thanks for listening to Sports Talk. All right. As Hollywood was getting ready to read, which might have given away even more, in 1971, the 13th Daytona 500, Richard Petty wins his third Great American Race, goes on to win the inaugural Winston Cup title.
1973, Muhammad Ali beats British heavyweight boxing champion Joe Bugner by unanimous points decision in 12 rounds at Las Vegas Convention Center.
We need to get that little sound bite from the movie Coming to America, where those guys are arguing about the best boxer ever. That is that's classic right there. In 1978, in girls high school basketball, Chicago Latin beats Harvard St. George. Oh my goodness, 117-1.
Wow.
Bless their hearts. How do you score at that point? Obviously they have probably
that
to run the
coach
clock.
got fired that scored 117 points. He should be fired.
And obviously the only point came by a free throw.
Yeah.
So that's terrible.
1987, Detroit Pistons Philadelphia 76ers game draws record 53,745 at Pontiac Silverdome. Pontiac, third largest crowd in NBA history. Pistons win 125-107. That's a lot of people.
I'm curious now to see what the number one is. It's got to be like maybe at Arlington Stadium there in Dallas or something like that. You know, one of the
I don't know if they've ever had an NBA game in
I wonder why
Cowboys Stadium.
You would think they would just for the novelty of it every now and then.
Yeah,
like the way they'll have like hockey games at football stadiums, things like that. You would think they would every now and then. Let's see. In our trivia question, I'll read it and then I'll do the next one too. In 1980, well, we've already done that one. So in 1988, the Senior PGA Championship at PGA National Golf Club, South African Gary Player wins his second of three event titles by 3 strokes from Chai Rodriguez. Is that the way you pronounce that?
Chichi.
That's the way Les Nessman pronounced it. Chai Rodriguez. Chichi Rodriguez.
What a great show.
What a character. 1992, American sprinter Andre Kaysen runs world record 60-meter indoor, 6.41 seconds in Madrid, Spain.
Buddy, that's moving right there.
That is moving.
60 meters in 6 seconds.
All right, I'll pop back in here.
All
Now.
right.
I'm back. 1995, Portland Trailblazers trade Clyde Drexler to the Houston Rockets, who end up winning the 1995 NBA championship.
All right, and back to NASCAR. Actually, Clyde, he had a little bit of NC State history in his game, didn't he? They come in Phi Slamma Jamma as the greatest thing since sliced bread. You remember how big he was in that game because of why was it a big thing in that game? Remember, he got 4 fouls.
He got 4 fouls. Yeah,
he got his 4th foul before halftime.
Yep, he did. That's
The
bad
coach
coaching.
back then, Guy Lewis, I think it was.
Yeah, Guy Lewis.
He had 3 fouls and should have had him on the bench till halftime, but got that 4th foul, and that kind of negated him for a lot of the game.
Yeah.
1999, the 41st Daytona 500, Jeff Gordon wins. It's the first Daytona 500 pole sitter to win the race since Bill Elliott in 1987, and we all know in 1987, Bill Elliott won whatever he wanted to win.
He wanted to win some million.
Yeah, that was the year where if he wanted to win the big tracks, he just won it because that car was
Bill
so
Elliott
much
came
better.
to Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been
there
to
before.
Jacksonville. Yeah. 2010 59th NBA All-Star Game, Cowboy Stadium, Arlington, Texas. East beats West 141-139. MVP Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat guard. So they have played an NBA game at the Cowboy Stadium.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That might be the all-time
Could be.
biggest crowd.
I didn't know that.
We answered our own question. How about
we
that?
did. There
The magic of radio.
I tell you, man.
All right, Holly Weird.
Holly Weird.
I've been called many names. 2010 America's Cup. They don't do this all the time, but it's been around a long time.
It has.
2010 America's Cup. Team USA defeats Alan Guy.
Okay.
Alan Guy.
We'll go with that.
Alan Guy 2-0 to win in Spain.
And that's sailing, right?
Yeah, sailing.
I thought it was always America's Cup was always us and the Australians. I didn't know that other countries were allowed to. I guess they have little tournaments.
That's
Whoever wins plays
that's
us.
where they're way on their side like that.
Yeah.
They're going, yeah, it's wild.
Not me, brother.
All right.
All right. In 2017, Laureus World Sports Awards, Monte Carlo Sporting, Monaco Sportsman. I don't know what all that meant. Usain Bolt was the Sportsman of the Year, and Sportswoman of the Year was Simone Biles. Is it Biles?
Biles.
Yeah, Biles. And the team was the Chicago Cubs because, of course, that's the year they finally won the World Series.
All right, 2018, American snowboarder Shaun White wins an unprecedented 3rd Olympic halfpipe gold medal, previous 2006, 2010, at the Winter Games.
That's a long run, man.
You got to try to pronounce that.
No, I'm not pronouncing it.
Pyeongchang.
Yeah, I have no
I like
idea.
it like that.
The Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. Pyeongchang.
Interesting.
If you don't know how to pronounce it, just say it fast and act like you know what you're doing.
So what'd you think about the Super Bowl?
Not much of a game.
It was
I
bad.
thought Philadelphia would hang with them and at least be close to the end, I had no idea they'd go up 34-0 on them. That was crazy.
Patrick Mahomes picked the worst time to have a bad game, didn't he?
Wow, there's so many conspiracy theorists out there that, say, oh, he had to be tanking on that one, or, I don't think that happens, but still, it was bad. There's one play in particular where he was scrambling off to his right. Kelsey, his big guy that he's always goes to when he needs to, is wide open. And it's like he did not have his vision like he normally does.
I don't know what was worse, the game itself or the halftime show.
Well, there's been a lot of controversy about that.
There has.
Older folks like ourselves, that's not maybe in our wheelhouse. I don't know to be anything about the ongoing feud between was it Kendrick Lamar is the who did the halftime show, and there's another rapper out there named Drake. They have this ongoing feud over the years. Apparently, Serena Williams and the other performer at halftime was had dated Drake, so that's why he had him in the show. So if you knew all that history, it was probably kind of like they called it a diss rap or a diss song is what.
What's
it
your
was.
opinion of that, Hollywood? You're in the music industry.
Did you watch the halftime show?
Well, I was actually out of town, and I was with some family.
I thought you'd gone somewhere.
It was on in the background, but there was no audio.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I mean, I watched the highlights afterwards. I think the Kendrick Lamar is who we're talking about. He's got that big beef with nobody. Probably a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. Got that big beef with Drake, and all that stuff.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
if you didn't know that background, you don't really know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on, but the big lawsuit and all that stuff that's going on. But I think that I think Drake is probably you take away if you don't like the music or the rap or all that stuff. He's probably the most one of the most innovative and
Drake.
Kendrick Lamar and creative forces in that music genres that's come along in a long, long time. You can't take that away from the guy. But
except for Beyonce's beloved, who downloads that he purchased to be able to. That's allegedly what happened to get her as country artist of the year or whatever.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
That's crazy. Well, it's been it's on Facebook. It's got to be true.
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder what the NFL's thought was about that halftime show.
I don't know.
Well, listen, I'm telling you right now that
I know one thing.
All that stuff these days, The lawyers are involved, all that stuff. I'm just going to speculate, but I'm guessing that it is in stone. It's written. It's approved before they even go out there.
Well, I think the NFL hired Jay-Z, right, to kind of
produce the show,
shows, and kind of cull through the performers and pick, and not really pick the performers, but kind of suggest who does it.
Well,
So
the coolest part was Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, Samuel Jackson.
oh yeah, Samuel Jackson's cool.
Well,
and everything.
Samuel Jackson and
As
they,
Uncle
and they
Sam.
had Serena Williams come out there because that was a big thing. She dated
I
Drake.
think though that I think they called her out of her box to do it. I don't think that was part of the plan.
No, that's not true because
Oh,
I
was
saw
it? Okay.
I saw a rehearsal and she was there.
Oh, was it?
dancing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
she rehearsed it.
Anyway, I think contracts are signed, lawyers are involved with all that stuff now since the whole Justin Timberlake and Janet thing back in the day.
So, do you know if this is true? I've heard that a performer has to pay to be part of the Super Bowl show.
I've heard they don't get paid.
Or they don't get paid.
They
They're
don't
just,
pay, but they do not.
So they don't have to like do an application or something like that. Okay.
The NFL just picks.
Well, like you said, the coolest part was Samuel L. Jackson, his Uncle Sam, and the
That was
Buick,
cool.
the Buick Regal. I'd love to have that car, man. The car that all the performers came out of, man. That car is back in our day. It was the cat's meow. You know,
I was like a clown car. All those guys piling out.
Oh,
That was-
yeah.
that was pretty cool.
How did they do that? Obviously, tunnel, you know, but yeah, that was cool. When after about the first four come out, I'm like, okay.
And
it's
the
gonna be a little
commercials
different.
weren't great either. I didn't think.
I didn't see any that jumped out at me. That really twanged my bud, as Briscoe Darling would say. They twanged my bud. I didn't see anything commercial wise that was a keeper for forever and ever. But and I've seen some of them since. So there's some were good. It's just I don't know. Nothing jumped out at me. Had a lot of good food though, as usual. Little gathering of family and everybody brings the victuals. So it's a communal thing every year.
I
you
think
know?
Monday should be a holiday too.
No, let me ask you this: is there
The day of
speculation? And maybe I was busy looking at something earlier. I apologize. I wasn't paying attention to you guys. So, is there maybe mention this? Is there speculation that they could actually move Super Bowl Sunday to Saturdays?
They've talked about it for years, but I have a fix. And what he just said, make it a holiday. President's Day is always the Monday week after. You know what I mean?
Why not make President's
Bump
Day
President's
that Monday?
Day up 1 week. You still have it as President's Day and have that as a national holiday, not just a bank holiday or a federal holiday, but have it as a national holiday. Then people is, just like in like you have Labor Day, Memorial Day, Martin Luther King, those Mondays off. Have that Monday off after.
Well, they could
you'd have
help
another
us if
Super Bowl.
they'd start the game at like 5.
Yeah.
We don't need 6 hours of Super Bowl coverage.
And then
What
with
can
the
you talk about for
halftime
6
being
hours?
30 minutes,
Now listen, what's the percentage do you think? Again, we're speculating. Percentage of you think the people just need more sleep or the people that drank too much?
Both.
Both.
50-50.
Yes, is what I'm going to say to that. But I mean, even years when I worked, even as an old timer, when I was in my last few years, I just got up the next morning and went to work. Right. That's the way our generation was wired.
That's the way we were
We
raised.
show up to work with the band on our arm from the club the night before. You know,
right, man.
Yeah, you just go.
2 hours of sleep, you did it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can sleep when you're dead.
All right.
All right. Well, anything you want to add before we wind it up today? Congratulations, of course, to what was Mark's full information? Mark Scott. Congratulations, Mark.
He was very excited, and
Of course.
thanks again to Lindsay Jarman
At Barnes Diamond Gallery.
Diamond Gallery for the $75 gift certificate. It's just so
That's
nice.
nice.
That's
Perfect
awesome.
timing for Valentine's Day, and
We appreciate them being a sponsor and appreciate all they do, and especially this big award here. That's awesome.
appreciate it.
All right. Make sure you're keeping up with the Four Nations tournament. Even if you're not a hockey fan, this is country. United States hopefully will do well and be a harbinger. That's the SAT word. Harbinger of things to come for the Olympics next year. We were going to talk a little bit about ACC basketball, but we might say that for more
let's save
closer
that.
to the tournament because it's
Just good luck to all
it's
our high
just
school
been so bad
teams
last
as they're finishing out their
Oh, yeah.
seasons. And, we've got a couple really good teams here.
Jacksonville
Swansboro,
girls,
Southwest,
Swansboro boys, Southwest boys.
South Jacksonville girls doing
White
well.
Oak's still in the mix, even though
White
they
Oak,
lost their
yeah.
top player. They're still playing really well. So hope some teams can make some noise in the
Conference
playoffs.
tournaments are next week, except for the Coastal 3A because of the snow, and then state playoffs start.
Yep.
And then you win, you advance, and you lose, you pack it up till next year.
Yep, it's one and done. You win,
One and done.
win, you're in. All right, I want to thank our sponsors before we go. Again, National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Golden Corral, Fountain Management, Bartley Insurance Services, Onslow County Motor Company, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Southern Touch Painting, and of course, Barnes Diamond Gallery, who is our big sponsor today, stepping up with that $75 gift certificate. I need to talk to Jones Onslow and maybe Steve Goodson about, free power bill for a month.
That'd be nice.
That'd be a big prize.
We'd have big shows then.
We'd have to do that the week. I don't know if yours was higher last month, but ours was.
Mine
It was cold.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett for these delicious fried bologna and cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, I
we're
can't
going to
wait.
tear
Hurry
into.
up.
Our coaches took some with them to enjoy, and we're going to tear them up here in a minute. Thanks again for our Hurricane Watch, powered by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. Jason Humphrey in the game. And that's a wrap for Sports Talk. We don't know who we're going to have next Friday, but it'll be somebody good. We're trying to line up Coach Randy Hood at UNCW with the baseball season starting. So that may be next week, maybe within the next couple of weeks, whenever their schedule will allow. That means being Hollyweird. I like that. I'm gonna start calling that Hollyweird. We're going to Hollywood. We're going to take our trip to annual trip to Wilmington and enjoy some of the dining down there somewhere. You're welcome to go with us.
Yeah, I might do that. I'm a UNCW grad.
Oh yeah, we'll see if we can.
Happy Valentine's, my wife Katie and my daughter Amanda and my grandkids, and hope they're having a good day today. And Grandpa's not taking you to dinner tonight. It's too crowded.
Nope, go tomorrow night. It'd be better.
Well, I'm going to Raleigh tomorrow.
Basketball game? Okay.
Yeah.
And happy Valentine's Day to my lovely bride, Deborah. Hollyweird.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to my lovely wife, Jen, and my daughter, Mallory. Now, here's the story. I wook up today, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
It would be bad if I would be sitting there if I didn't. So I woke up and my daughter's eating some breakfast there. Or, we have a little routine, but she's there and she has a little candy there and everything. And my wife's like, well, Mallory has some candy and stuff there. And I'm like, Valentine's Day just started. What is this? Is there a Santa Valentine, or whatever? It has to come right there in the morning,
Yeah.
I mean, we have all day for
Already loading up on candy before breakfast.
Oh my gosh! So.
Reminds me of Christmas morning sometimes where you've already been into the M&Ms that were in your candy cane stocking before you ever had any breakfast.
So remember, you don't have to have the Valentines and everything for your kids right in the first thing in the morning, and you got all day, to have that stuff. But anyway, happy
yesterday
Valentine's
was
Day.
my daughter Amanda's birthday. So
all right,
Happy birthday to her.
Amanda.
That's great.
She's double dipping in Valentine's Day.
Yeah, she was a Valentine's baby.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to Sports Talk. Congratulations once again to Mark Scott for winning that $75 gift certificate, Barnes Diamond Gallery, and we will see you next Friday.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
Top of the seventh looks like a pitching change as they've set up for a corner kick. The two black belts have entered the mat, and the slider is low and away. He heads the ball to midfield. This is quite a kumite. Here comes the roundhouse. Has it got enough gas to get out of